What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got ourselves a brand new track from a brand new band, and that is Our Eternity with their song Deathbed. Now this is the second single that they put out and the second song that I'm going to be hearing. So these guys, this is the side project from Chris Wiseman, you know, the guitar virtuoso from Shalvin 10 and Currents, and Ryan Kirby from Fit for a King doing vocals. So, you know, I'm a big fan of all those bands, and I think Shalvin 10, I really like Currents. Fit for a King's sick too, but I love Shalvin 10, man. And their last song really sounded like Shalvin 10, but if they weren't deathcore, if they were more metalcore, a little bit softer. And I thought it was pretty cool, but I'm very excited to be checking this out. I hope that there's a little bit more wow factor, because last song was good, but it showed that there's going to be, like, there's definite potential. So I'm hoping with this song, you know, it has that wow factor for me. And yeah, I think that's all we need for chit chat. So let's do it. Sounds like he's playing his sixth string. Here we go. I guess that's a drum machine. Ooh. So Shalvin 10, man. Ooh. Okay, there we go. I'm a sucker for Chris's kind of breakdowns, man. Sounds a little theatrical. Here we go. Oh, okay. Back to the main riff. Oh! Woo! Here comes the sweeps. I like how he's like singing on top of the solo. That doesn't happen too often. Oh, and it just fades out. Okay. Woo. Okay, so as you can tell, that sounds so much like Shaman 10. If you don't know Shaman 10, then this is pretty much that with metalcore elements, I guess. That being said, it was a cool song, so let's go through the pros. And pros number 1, come on, Chris, I love his guitar work. And his songwriting has a distinct style too. He usually does like a certain section that leads into another section that leads into another section. He never like repeats a section, goes like back and forth until it gets to the next section. It's kind of hard to explain, but he writes his songs in pieces rather than like going back and forth into the next piece, which some bands tend to do that. But I really like his guitar work. You know, the riffs are good. I love the solo, the sweeps and stuff, and there's a fast alternate picking kind of run, I think I heard after that. And I liked it how Ryan was actually screaming on top of it. Another thing I liked was actually the unpredictable structure to the song, because I think the last song that they put out was like verse, chorus, second verse was a little bit different to chorus. I have to go back to it, but I felt like this song had a more interesting structure that I really did not know where the song was taking me, and I absolutely loved it for that. I thought the structure was really cool, and it played around with expectations quite a bit when I thought there was going to be a breakdown. Instead, we got this cool chugging kind of rhythm. It kind of was a breakdown, but it just wasn't that heavy drop that I'm super used to with metalcore. So I liked it how the song played with my expectations. I didn't know what was coming up. Ryan, he's a great vocalist too. He definitely has this distinct like tone to his voice, so Ryan's always a key member to this. I also like the drum patterns in this. I thought the drum patterns were interesting. It's got to be a drum machine. It's got to be a drum machine, because I don't think they hired a drummer for this, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I appreciate some of the drum patterns with, like, you know, it had the blast beats, or like in the certain breakdown, you know, it was like hitting. It could have been a China, hitting the China, but at the beat there was nothing. And then next time it would hit the China again, and then like the snare bass kick in China for the fourth measure. So it was just like little things like that to just like, you know, it wasn't so copy and paste where there's like little accents that would have happened or didn't happen and stuff. So I appreciate the drumming in that aspect, and I thought that was cool. Another pro would be the keys. Actually, the keys, you know, it sounds very Shaman 10, man, but I love the piano elements. It brings a lot of extra layering to the music that you don't typically get with metalcore, actually. So, you know, piano is a big, strong focus, just like how it is in Shaman 10. So I appreciate that they're making piano like a big part to their music, and I think that's really sweet. Now let's go on to the cons, and I guess my number one con is that their music so far with 2 singles in, it lacks a certain kind of originality to it. And although it's cool to hear like a Shaman 10 kind of band with like Ryan Kirby on vocals, it just doesn't sound that different than anything that I'm used to. And I hate to compare bands, but it's the best way to get my point across sometimes. But let's use Darko for example. So, you know, Amir and Chelsea Grin, those 2 guys made something that's just super unique to the scene. This stuff just sounds like Shaman 10 with like Ryan Kirby doing vocals. So it's still cool because I love Shaman 10, but it does lack that kind of originality. And another con is that I was kind of hoping for this wow factor, and I just feel like I didn't really get that. There was no moment in this song that just made me like, for what it was, it's a solid track, but it's not the most memorable track. And that's just my review of Our Eternity Deathbed, my honest review. But I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this tune, so let me know in the comments down below. Spice up my life. What did you guys think of this tune? Do you feel the same way as me? It's good, but you want a little bit more, because that's kind of how I'm feeling. It's still cool, don't get me wrong. It's still cool that we're getting like another project from these 2, but I'm hoping that there's a little bit more wow factor and originality. But yeah, guys, also if you got to this point in the video, then I appreciate the shit out of you, man. But on that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.